My father was a U.S. diplomat stationed in Berlin. I spent most of my youth there. It was a beautiful city. I'd spent 4 years training at West Point before America joined the war. Now I was back in Berlin, recruited by the OSS because of my knowledge of the city and the language. The Russians' final onslaught had begun at dawn. It was only a matter of days before they would take Berlin completely. I was a sniper, one of an elite unit. Disguised as Germans, we each worked alone, assigned to the most difficult tasks, deep behind enemy lines. But strangely on this mission, the Germans were not my target. What was left of Hitler's military was rapidly falling to the overwhelming forces of our Russian allies. No, I was here because the OSS had learned the Soviet Secret Service, the NKVD, had mounted a top-secret operation aimed at obtaining Germany's atom bomb. If they gained the A-bomb, Stalin would use it to dominate Europe. This was an immense threat to the global balance of power, potentially even a greater threat than the Nazis. So I was here to assist the OSS's efforts to prevent the Soviets succeeding. With World War II not even over yet, I was now one of the first soldiers of a new war, the Cold War. You don't look so good.
Got pinned down by NKVD.
But you've the intel on the fuel dump.
Yes, here's the layout. Main valve and control panel are marked. But there's a problem. The commander left the camp this morning unexpectedly. He won't be back for 4 days with the next fuel shipment train.
Okay, I can wait 4 days.
Wait!
What?
My friend was taken alive. Help me rescue him.
You'd only slow me down. Show me where. And the closest safe place I can leave him. Take it easy, buddy. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Is he alive?
Just about.
It was good of you to get him out. We have food and ammunition. Take whatever you need.
Thanks.
We read you, Unit 1. What's your situation? Over.
We have Soviet armor at our position. Require immediate assistance. Over.
Maybe I can flank them.
Understood. Stand by. Eagle Watch is on his way. Nice work, Eagle Watch. We will not forget your help. Fresh orders from HQ. Head over to the Reichstag.
Time to move on.
The war is nearly over. Watch your step, and we'll meet again. Ich glaube, ich habe jemanden gehört. Feind!
Russian unit must have broken through. Well, at least it will help distract the Germans from noticing me. Where it should be. Let's see what's been left for me.
Eagle Watch?
Eagle Watch.
General Patton sends his regards. Got a little something for you. With all the latest rifling methods and experimental optics from Zeiss.
Thanks. I'll take any help I can get. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Couriers move 2 clicks north. Shouldn't take too long to get there. Another good man lost. Looks like some sort of truck route. Collect additional men from Gleisstreik U-Bahn unit and proceed to Anhalter station to reinforce detachment, arriving with captured scientist at 0210. NKVD Special Commandos. This is not gonna be easy.
Другой патруль. Они же должны охранять район.
Мне это не нравится.
Укрытие!
Зеленка, тревога!
Не уверен, но думаю, что наших часовых сняли. Я останусь здесь с арестованными. Вы двое разойдитесь и обыщите местность.
Dr. Lohman?
Are you going to kill me?
Not unless I have to. I'm OSS. We want to keep you from falling into the wrong hands.
I will be tortured.
You'll be debriefed about your work, but no harm should come to you.
And if I don't agree?
Then you take your chances with the Russians. But I wouldn't recommend it.
You are a very persuasive young man. I will cooperate.
Good. Stay here. Keep your head down. An OSS team will arrive shortly to take you to safety. I need the code to the safe. I'm only gonna ask you once. Eagle Watch team, do you read? The package has been secured. Over.
Support team to Eagle Watch. We are on site. Over.
Are you ready to extract?
We can't move in. Pinned down by NKVD.
I'll see what I can do from the roof. Looking for someone?
Eagle Watch?
Eagle Watch.
I've got some sniper ammo and rations for you, courtesy of Washington.
Just what I need. I was running low.
Got this for you, too. It's based on a Russian Nagant, but the boys at West Point have tuned it up and fitted a new type of scope.
Nice. I'll make every shot count.
Командир, у нас там проклятый снайпер.
Прочесать территорию.
Eagle Watch. Route to the train yard at Holsmark has been secured.
That's good to know. They're moving! They're moving now! Positions! Positions! Verdammt! No time for anything fancy. Just lay down enough fire to make them stop. Eagle Watch, give us all the cover you can.
Every shot will count.
We'll hit them as they cross the bridge. Remember, don't hit that rear truck. We need the prototype intact.
Отряд поддержки, подразделение шло. У нас Т-34 отряды прикрытия, расчетное время прибытия 5 минут. Ответьте, ответьте.
We'll need some heavier weapons to deal with the tank. You two, search the escort trucks. They usually carry Panzerschrecks. Hurry!
Watch your six!
In Deckung!
Cover me!
I'll deal with them.
We'll try to stop the tank from here. The bridge on the other side is damaged. It should come this way.
It's not a good place to be. Bad cover.
Don't worry. Eagle Watch will cover us.
I hope he's as good as he says he is.
Заходи спереди!
Okay, we've got the professor. Now we need the pilot, and we're out of here, as you Americans say. It doesn't look good.
That was our pilot?
Yes, and I'm afraid there's no one else to fly us out.
Where will they take him for interrogation?
Not sure, but the locals will know. Why?
Get me all the details you can. I'm gonna intercept them and get him back. Let's go.
Please, no. My brother. They're holding him at the camp. We have to save him.
Sorry, my orders are to get Dr. Lohmann out of Berlin. He's more important than your brother.
Nobody's going anywhere without me. And I say we don't leave without him. I know he's alive. I have to believe it.
What's your name?
Thomas.
Okay, Thomas. Tell me everything you know about this camp. Everything. Stefan?
Yeah? Who are you?
A friend of your brother.
Thomas is with you?
He's waiting to meet me. We're headed for the airport. Come on, come with us.
No. I can't leave Berlin. Too many people relying on me here. You go on. Find another route.
There's no time. This area will be crawling with NKVD within half an hour. Drop me off and I'll deal with them.
You're crazy.
Maybe. But right now we don't have any other options. Wait here until I've dealt with the sentries, then move out and find us a small aircraft.
What about the AA guns?
On my list. Synchronize watches. Give me a few minutes for the sentries, then be ready to taxi out.
You better run like hell.
If I can't make it to you, take off without me.
Give me a reason not to shoot.
Eagle Watch.
You've come to the right place. I'll let them know you made it. Any trouble on the way?
Some. Nothing I couldn't handle.
This is HQ. Confirm delivery. Wait for update of orders. Stand by, we have. Be advised your position is compromised. I repeat, current position compromised.
What the hell?
Enemy ETA 3 minutes. Recommend immediate evac and radio silence until further notice.
Cipher machine's too heavy to carry with us. I need time to make it useless to them. Use these grenades to trap the approaches and hold them off until I'm done. Go! Don't know how you held them off, but thanks. I'm sure they won't get any help with breaking our codes, from what I've left of the cipher machine.
They'll be back. We need somewhere to lie low.
If we can reach my friends, we'll be safe for a while.
Show me. We can make it. Follow me. Keep low. And move only when I signal it safe.
Hitler's war machine, once unstoppable, was now on the retreat. The Allies in the west and Russia in the east were squeezing the tattered remnants of the Reich in a vice-like grip. Germany's last hope lay in their wonder weapons. The V-2 rocket, a huge leap forward in the history of military technology. It was a weapon system to herald a new form of warfare. Inhuman. Faster than the speed of sound, it struck without warning. The Nazis launched over 3,000 rockets in a desperate attempt to reverse history. It was a terror weapon, pummeling Antwerp, Paris, and London. After the D-Day landings, their launch sites were overrun and pushed back out of range of England. But already, the Allies were looking to the future, to the next war. The Americans were gathering up the best of Germany's rocket scientists in the top-secret Operation Overcast. Many of the architects of the V-2 program had already been acquired, but not all. With Berlin encircled, Germany's last-ditch defense falling back block by block, and total defeat only days away, those scientists remaining in the city would soon be in Russian hands. My job was to make sure that didn't happen. Von Eisenberg was punctual and made no effort to hide his ugly face. Neither did his Russian contact. I had a clear shot. The slightest pressure on the trigger, and it was good night, Major General. Just a question of choosing my moment. Von Eisenberg was dead. I was committed now. Both the Russians and Germans would know I was in play. The scientists were nowhere to be found, but I kept looking, hoping to find some clue that would lead me to them.
Bastard Schweiger hat uns alle verraten. Wir haben ihn bei dem Versuch erwischt, zu den Amerikanern zu wechseln.
Druck hat gefangen gehalten. Er wird bei Tagesanbruch erschossen werden. Möller.
Der Scharfschütze! Er ist es!
Möller, ihr wollt bitte...
Mazin Nagant 1891-31. Beautiful. The Russians sure know how to make a sniper rifle.
Die Knie.
Mach es schnell.
Mach ich doch immer.
You're hit. Let me take a look.
No time. The rats are coming. You hold them off. I'll be fine.
But I need
Hold
information.
them off. If you don't, we're both dead.
The assault was over. We were safe. For now.
Thank you for the rescue. But I fear that it was... a waste of time. Wolf, as a plan, V2 rockets. Tauben.
Tauben? Where's that?
Not a... not a place.
What is it then? What's Tauben? Answer me!
It's...
Intel had been wrong about Schweiger. I wondered what else we'd got wrong. Or, more importantly, what else we just didn't know. Like Tauben. What the hell was that? And what was Wolf's plan? They'd left me a Gewehr 43. ZF-4 telescopic sight. 4 times magnification. Nice. No time for a test drive, though. Fritz had spotted me, as I'd known they would. It wasn't much to go on, but it was enough. Tauben was a nerve agent, powerful and lethal. Breathe it, touch it, even look at it, and your body shut down in all sorts of gruesome ways. Wolf was the architect of the plan, a chemical weapons specialist. He was helping the Russians fill the last of Germany's V2 rockets with this stuff. Their target, London. Those cunning red bastards would make it look like Germany's final revenge. Killing Wolf would have to wait. Nothing else mattered now. I had to stop that launch. The room was a mess. The Krauts had gutted it. All the papers were taken or burnt. There had to be something here that could help. It's an old trick, but a good one. Bingo. This had to be Wolf's escape plan. But before I could keep my date with that maniac, I needed to stop the V2 launch. There was nothing here to help me with that. My only chance now was the ministry building across the square. The map showed all the possible launch sites around Berlin. Only one was still operational and in Russian-occupied territory. That had to be the place. The Battle of Berlin ended at 8:23 the next morning, May 2nd, 1945, when Commander General Weidling submitted the surrender of German forces to General Chukov of the Red Army. Within a few days, the war ended, but already, a new war was beginning, the Cold War, and I was its first soldier.
Führer, wir beladen nun die Lastwagen.
Trotzdem, lieber hier draußen als hier draußen. Guter, wie geht's?
in Tobruk, off a boat filled with replacements and reinforcements. Young men blindly rushing to their deaths. None of them are comfortable having someone like me around. Suits me fine. Most of them won't make it out of here alive. Rommel was kicked out during Operation Crusader, but Axis forces are once again sweeping across the western desert. The Gazala gallop began with the Allied retreat, and Rommel is at the city's throat. There's no time for tactics. 35,000 of us have one order. Hold Tobruk.
Snipers! Snipers are needed the wall!
We lost Tobruk, but my work had drawn the attention of British naval intelligence. They've been following one of Hitler's protégés sent to Africa, a ruthless advocate of nerve agents in the last war, General Franz Wahlen. Their informant, close to Wahlen, has gone dark, so they want me to investigate. My first port of call is the Gaborone Oasis, an Axis transport hub. Scout teams and commanders pass through here, along with intel. I have the cover of darkness on my side. There's a few officers in the area, so that's where I'll start my search. I can see plenty of elevation around the lake, perfect to set up my rifle. If Wahlen's been here, there'll be a trail, and I'll find it. picked through the wreckage to search the corpse. My reward? 2 words. Project Zoika. Project Zoika. That's what the intel in Oasis pointed to. Valen's mysterious mission in Africa. I was supposed to find answers, but left with more questions. My orders are to find out what the informant knows, to fill in the blanks. Problem is, he's being held at a POW camp to the north, and the only way through is Halfaya Pass. I'm hitching a ride with the long-range desert group, but the Germans have dug in with flak 88s and a heavy motor pool. We can't afford a massive firefight. I'll have to take out the guns and help the LRDG push through. The pass is heavily fortified, with plenty of narrow spaces and close-quarter surprises. I'll need to watch my 6 and pack a couple of mines to cover a quick exit. I suppose they don't call it Hellfire Pass for nothing. I've reached Fort Refugio. Right now, the informant is our only lead. I hope he's alive. The Allies held this place back in '41 during Operation Compass, so I have the basic layout. It sits menacingly on a coastal cliff, unassailable to an army. But a lone soldier should be able to find a quiet way in, once I make it past the searchlight. Even at night, there are plenty of Axis forces around. It will be near suicide to use my rifle before reaching elevated ground. Even so, if I go loud, I'll have to watch for reinforcements. There's a storm approaching. It could prove useful. I'm here to get you out.
There's an officer here, on Valen's staff. He has the key.
I'll be back.
I'm glad to see you again.
We need to get you out of here.
The only way is through the front. But I'm a little the worse for wear.
I can give you cover. Can you walk?
Freedom is a great incentive. Yes, I can walk.
Looks like he's made it out. I should be able to cover him from up here. truth behind Project Zoika is still out of reach. The informant, Brower, wasn't able to uncover what it was before his capture, but he has a lead. A supply outpost in Siwa, frequented by Valen. We don't know if he'll be there, but the man likes to have everything precisely ordered. Valen will have every detail planned out, scheduled, written down. All I have to do is find it. Brower has been useful. He's given me the locations of Valen's office and the German storehouses. There are also some good sniper positions across the town and rumors of an old smuggler's entrance. It's going to be tight on the ground, but somewhere in this town, I will find what we need.
Oh, the Three Musketeers.
Yes, them. Turns out they aren't happy with Valen's portraits everywhere, or his grand base in the mountains. One of them is off to Berlin tonight with Valen's precious notebook.
Which one is going?
Ich weiß nicht. I overheard them arranging a meeting later, perhaps to decide who gets to present the notebook as proof to the Führer. I'd say that makes us even, old chap. Don't you?
If you say so. Valen's notebook has revealed the location of his personal HQ, an outpost in a mountain pass. Early recon shows a large force stationed here, and the tank wrecks suggest a Tiger division may be operating in the area. Valen must be paranoid about security. After the betrayal in Siwa, it's probably justified. Though it makes the task of infiltrating his HQ and tracking him down a little more challenging. He set up shop in the ruins of an ancient monument dug into the mountain wall. I'll have to move slowly through the open pass. But it looks like my rifle will get plenty of use from the high ridge lines. It'll be a good idea to bring some landmines. Maybe have Brower spot targets for me too. He's a worthy accomplice, with a good eye for trouble. Take the high road. You can spot targets for me.
No going back now.
Getting cold feet?
What? In this heat? Hardly. I can see plenty of work for a sniper.
Good. Brower?
You see? Didn't I tell you?
So Valen's mission in Africa is to develop a super tank, the Rat. It's hard to imagine the destructive power if it's ever deployed, but the tide of the war is turning. The Allies have retaken Tobruk and thinned Valen's supply lines. He's desperate to finish the Rat before he loses favor with Hitler. A combination of that desperation and Allied intel has helped us locate the construction facility. This is the last stop on the way. With the help of the LRDG, I'm to disable this airfield and completely sever Valen's supply route. I'll move in from the west and set up near the south gate. When the LRDG begin their attack, I'll provide covering fire. All hell will break loose when they turn up. It would be smart to take out the communications tower and cut down on reinforcements. Either way, this is going to get loud. This is it. End of the line. The Rat construction facility, dug into the sides of the Midas Canyon. An odd place to build a tank, but the sheer drops will help with hiding bodies. It's time to destroy the Rat and the entire facility. The Reich must not be allowed to build this again. I'll have to take out the production lines on the way through. There are a few good vantage points on the way, too. And then, when that's done, I'll deal with Valen once and for all.
Ah, the desert ghost himself. The man who single-handedly tore through hellfire, stole into Siwa, dueled with a tiger in Kasserine, and crippled our supply lines. I'm an admirer of your work. We are the same. You and I, we are both soldiers. Workers of war. We love our work.
We are not the same.
We are the same. You and I.
Help me! I am nothing like you. I remember who I kill. Valen is dead, and the rat is destroyed. But the war is far from over. There are plenty of targets worthy of a bullet. Men who need to die. Time to find more work. Did I kill the real Hitler that night? The intel I found suggests that I did. Then again, history might disagree. Intelligence operatives in North Africa have uncovered a plan to assassinate Winston Churchill. The source is unclear, but they also mention a fresh deployment of specialized troops for the task. More elites? And then my name comes up. Even your desert ghost can't stop them. Which brings me back to Siwa, won and lost since my last visit, once again held by Axis forces. Somewhere in its walls are answers to new questions. I'll approach from the north, with a choice of entrances. Inside, I should prioritize shutting down their communications before I look for answers. Perhaps set up a distraction and take out any targets of opportunity. Enemy presence looks like it shouldn't pose much of a problem. I should still remain prepared. It won't hurt to carry a few grenades. Some dynamite, too, for a quick exit.
Welcome back to Siwa, Ghost. Yours, Raubvogel.
Riegeln das Gebäude ab! Wir haben ihn!
Drive. You're gonna tell me everything you know. The driver called them Schutzvolstrecker. Said their base is in the Reef Mountains. My turn to pay them a visit. The return to Siwa didn't go as smoothly as hoped, but at least it left me with a few leads. The ambush was led by a secret faction of the Wehrmacht, the Schutzvolstrecker, led by a man called Raubvogel. Most usefully, I've learned they have a base set up in the Reef Mountains in Morocco. I'm not sure what they're up to, but I'm going to find out. Somewhere in there, I'll learn how and when they plan to assassinate Churchill. I've stowed aboard a German transport truck to get me inside, but the way out won't be as easy. I should prepare for some close-quarter fights and specialize in anti-infantry traps. Where there's a base, there'll be narrow choke points. Perfect for trip mines. Raubvogel plans to assassinate Churchill en route to the Casablanca Convention. I don't know how many men were tortured before he learned the location of the conference. But one man broke. That's all it took. Time is of the essence. I have to make sure Churchill lives. I'll have to clear out any garrison troops and eliminate Raubvogel. Allied forces will hold for a time, but not for long. If the Germans have spotter crews in the hills for mortars, the Germans will already have an ambush placed for his convoy. Some Teufelsfeuer launchers got through. They'll be defending the central Roman ruins. When I get to Raubvogel, I'll need to watch out for traps and every dirty trick in the book.
Geht euren Pflichten nach!
Raubvogel is dead. Churchill will live to see another day. Perhaps save countless lives in the process. I'll leave him to do the saving. It's my job to take them.
the Sagamata relic. It seems to be the key to controlling the zombie menace. We think we have its location. Awfully sorry, chaps, but we need you to go back into the lion's den.
Now I must unite it with the others in the Führer bunker. I hope I see you. Hold tight, I'm coming to get you. Welcome aboard. Hold on to your hats.
1943. A world at war. A world in turmoil. We'd closed the trap on Hitler's North Africa campaign. But what next? Churchill urged an Allied invasion of Italy. Called the Mediterranean the soft underbelly of the crocodile. The Americans took some convincing, but Winston won them over. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Allied Commander-in-Chief, is masterminding the entire Mediterranean strategy. As for me, I'm headed for San Celini, a secluded island to Italy's southwest. We've been losing ships in the area. British intelligence thinks the Luftwaffe's presence on San Celini might explain why. The Royal Navy dispatched a captured Italian freighter, the Orchidia, to investigate. She was equipped with the very latest radio interception equipment. The intelligence she gathered confirmed our worst fears. The Nazis have a new wonder weapon. Survivors from the destroyed ships have talked about a new kind of missile. Radio controlled from the plane that launched them, these rockets can track our ships with lethal accuracy. The Orchidia's job was to monitor Luftwaffe radio transmissions and find out what the Germans are up to. Even if that meant making the ultimate sacrifice. Now we need to know what the Nazis are planning, and how we can stop them. A member of the Luftwaffe's top brass is on the island. General Tobias Schmidt. It's no secret Hitler thinks highly of him. Schmidt would never let himself be taken alive, and he'd never betray his beloved Führer. But he might just be carrying some information we can use. My mission? Kill Schmidt. Kill all high-ranking officers. And get the hell out. Need to make sure those men didn't die in vain. Need to find out all I can about the new rocket. One name kept coming up from San Celini. Andreas Kessler. Genius rocket scientist. Pioneer of guided missile technology. Philanderer. Alcoholic. Committed Nazi. Kessler's specialty was long-range missiles. But SOE thought he couldn't solve the radio control issues. The destruction of the Orchidia suggests we were wrong. Very wrong. There's no doubt the Orchidia was an easy target for a test. But if the Nazis have a controllable long-range missile, it would completely transform the war in their favor. American intelligence, OSS, think Kessler is in Italy, probably under the protection of a brutal Nazi general called Heinz Boehm. I've been dispatched to the coastal town of Batanti to meet our OSS contact. With the invasion of Sicily imminent, it's crucial we find out what the Nazis are up to. Red Fox calling Mother Hen. Red Fox calling Mother Hen.
Receiving you, Red Fox. American observation plane has spotted relay tower on outskirts of town. Neutralize mobile radio operator before he can summon reinforcements. Also, deal with the sniper. Out.
Red Fox out. Hey, you don't sound too well.
You must be Lieutenant Fairburn. I've been told to take you to our leader, Sophia. We call her the Angel.
I'll make my own way.
The fascists have conducted a rastrellamento. They've gone through the town, taking our people. The Angel is planning a rescue.
She sounds like a brave woman.
You know about Commando Bethel.
Fuhrer can issue whatever orders he likes.
You're a commando. It means they will shoot you on sight rather than take you prisoner. This doesn't scare you.
Occupational hazard.
It's good death doesn't frighten you. This place has seen a lot of it. Just look in the graveyard. The dead might tell you more than the living.
Satchel charges. Reckon I'm gonna need these. You must be the Angel. We need to talk.
The SOE Sniper. Nice of you to join us.
She saved us.
What are you waiting for? Let's go talk.
Ah, the sniper. My name is Lucio.
Yeah, Lucio from the ruined castle. The Angel got there in the nick of time.
Yeah, she saved us. She's an angel of mercy, huh?
Judging by the number of dead fascists, I'd say more like the Angel of Vengeance.
Maybe, but she only kills evil men, huh?
And what about you? You only kill evil men?
But of course.
You did well to find me at the castle.
So it was a test, to see if I'm committed to your cause.
Our people were about to be executed. Past experience suggests we can't always rely upon the Allies. Is that what you want? A test?
Try me.
Very well. There is a railway gun parked on the viaduct. It's killed many of our people. If the Allies come this way, it'll kill many of your people too.
There must be a reason you haven't taken it out yourselves.
Consider it a challenge, Fairburn.
Red Fox calling Mother Hen. Red Fox calling Mother Hen.
Receiving you, Red Fox. American observation aircraft crashed over Regolino. Design is top secret. Vital you find pilot and recover aerial footage. Also, destroy plane wreckage. Out.
Red Fox out.
partisans, Carl. OSS is mighty pleased. And what with that, and Sicily?
Heard Operation Husky went pretty smoothly for you guys. Also heard Eisenhower has bigger plans. A mainland invasion.
Reich always has bigger plans, Carl. The point is that we've poked the hornet's nest. Things are stirring.
What things? This from your informant?
Dorfman? Nah, not this time. This is straight from our boys in aerial reconnaissance. There's a dockyard down the coast from here. The Germans are moving something.
Any idea what that something might be?
There's a lot of security, so whatever it is, it's gonna be darn valuable.
Which is where I come in, huh?
Got it in one, my friend. We need specifics. What it is, where it's moving.
And then what? Sounds like the Germans have got themselves a big operation.
Husky means we've got some bombers in the area. Now, once you do what you, gotta, well, why don't you just give them flyboys a nod?
Fox calling Mother Hen. Red Fox calling Mother Hen.
Receiving you, Red Fox. Footage recovered from crashed observation plane shows multiple quantities of weapons being transferred to Loreno dockyard. Find that armory. Out.
Red Fox out. Fearsome looking blade.
It was my father's.
Was?
Bombs people took him in the dead of night. There's been no word. Nothing. Ever since.
I'm sorry.
There is a quotation from a poet. A mighty flame follows a tiny spark. My father was the spark. That's why they followed him.
The partisans? I didn't realize.
He was my father and their leader.
It's a tough act to follow.
Yes, it is. But unless I find the body, I won't stop hoping. Hope is what carries us through. Feeling good about your little victory at the viaduct?
Did as you asked.
Thank you for that, Lieutenant. But the partisans are hanging by a thread. We need ammo, fuel, medicine. Madre Madonna, we need a medicine.
Typhus?
It's sweeping Alagra. Some of our people are already showing signs of infection. We know the Nazis are transporting vaccines via the dockyard. If you could find out where it is...
I'll see what I can do. Those missiles must be in full swing. The components I found couldn't have been for any other purpose. Sure, we wrecked the operation. But how many of these components have already been shipped to Alagra? How close are the Nazis to mass production of the new missile? One thing's for certain. The Mafia were the ones disrupting the operation at the dockyard. It's a connection OSS are keen to exploit. Especially given Mafia involvement in Operation Husky, in which the Allies took Sicily. Weaver wants me to meet Salvatore Danelli, an infamous mob kingpin. He thinks I can convince him to work with the Allies and the partisans. But everything comes at a price.
A 1913 bottle of Montenasca. Giorno felice.
Signor Danelli?
Call me Salvatore. It will suffice. Are we not friends, you and I?
We have, mutual enemies. We'd like to help you dispose of them.
I would like that too, my friend. You can begin with Piero Capo, the leader of the Black Brigade. The man is a barbarian.
Is that so?
The monastery is full of artworks, paintings, sculptures, beautiful works. I have it on good authority that Cabo plans to remove those works.
To sell?
But of course, such treasures would fetch a great sum on the black market. If we knew how he plans to move them, then we could do something about it.
Of course.
If we are to truly call ourselves friends, Cabo will have to be dealt with. We understand each other, huh?
Sure. I understand.
Good. Cabo wears a rosary given to him by his mother. He's never parted from it. Bring it to me, and I will know you have done your job.
Those anti-tank guns will decimate the Allies if we come this way.
You think that's likely?
Well, the Germans seem to think so. It's quiet now, but they've been firing on and off for the best part of a week. Could start up at any moment. Better neutralize them, Carl.
No time to admire the scenery. Jubilant with confirmation that Piero Capo has been neutralized. He's been as good as his word and offered his full support. Guess for him it's a matter of honor. Not that the partisans necessarily want Dinelli's help. Many in the resistance have as much reason to despise the Mafia as they do the fascists. Weaver's informant has contacted him again. Major Hans Dorfman, one of Boehm's top men. His adjutant, no less. This time he says he has information he must deliver in person. Says he knows where Kessler is.
The SOE commando. I should shoot you. Berlin would hail me as a big war hero.
Something tells me you're not interested in medals. Where's Andreas Kessler? We need him alive.
Oh, Kessler is up at the coastal facility in Magazzino, buried with his books and booze.
Why should I trust you? Why would anyone trust a traitor?
Weaver knows my intelligence is good. Was I not correct about the ammunition haul? Yes, a viaduct, no?
Small fry.
Listen, Lieutenant, the war is becoming unpredictable. If the Allies push through...
I get it. You're just hedging your bets.
All I ask is you remember me, if and when the time comes, Lieutenant.
Red Fox calling Mother Hen. Red Fox calling Mother Hen.
Receiving you, Red Fox. Magazzino Coastal Facility, unusually successful at sinking Allied shipping. Neutralize naval guns and radar technology. Out.
Red Fox out. Time to get up. Watch yourself, Professor.
You're just a little girl, playing at being an adult. What could you possibly do to hurt me?
I was a nurse. Did you know that? Before all these started. Which means I know exactly how to hurt you. Do you understand me, little man?
Meine Liebe, you cannot kill me. Tell her.
He's right, Sophia. Give me the knife.
Do you know how he builds his precious rockets? How many slave laborers died to make those missiles fly?
We need him. Just like we need Dinelli.
This man is a Nazi scum! Dinelli is a mass murdering criminal!
We need him! Both of them!
You might. Not us. We're better than that.
You know what? I will tell you something, meine Liebe, about your precious father.
My father? What do you know? Tell me what you know!
The others must leave.
Okay. But Giancarlo stays.
Think they're safe together?
Why do you think I took the blade?
Better find out what he told her. Sophia! That's quite a stench.
Is that your interrogation technique? You don't have to be a genius to know who's going to win this war.
You're, quite sure yourself, aren't you?
Why wouldn't I be? I'm unique. I'm of equal value to either side in this conflict. As such, I cannot be harmed.
There's something you're not telling us.
How perceptive of you, Lieutenant. I'm dying. My liver is, kaput. I'll be lucky to see Christmas, let alone the end of the war.
Expect me to feel sorry for you?
I expect you to realize why it was so easy to kidnap me.
Sophia's father
died many months ago.
You set us up. Dorfman set us up.
All that effort, and I'm of no use to you or the fatherland. I am, what's the expression? A busted flush.
What's happened?
She's taken the others. All of them. There's an interrogation block 10 miles from here.
Because of what Kessler said to her?
Her father, Carl. Kessler says her father is still alive.
Where is this place?
At Giovi Fiorini. To the northeast of here. Carl, the things they did to our people in that place. You cannot imagine.
Why did she trust Kessler?
The details. He knew too much about her father's kidnapping, Carl. Plus...
What?
Sophia doesn't trust you. Or Weaver. She thinks you betrayed her, like the OSS betrayed their father.
By not preventing the kidnapping, by not attempting to rescue?
Exactly.
Carl, the partisans have done us a huge favor.
What do you mean?
Well, Kessler, he told Sophia her father's still alive and being held at an interrogation block somewhere in Giovi Fiorini.
Rothbauer.
You got it. This is the distraction we needed. We know Rothbauer and Bohm met about a week ago. Rothbauer is, Bohm's confidant.
In my opinion, high-up Nazis don't talk. They'd rather swallow cyanide.
Rothbauer's just a pawn. See, what we need is evidence of Boehm's plan.
Red Fox calling Mother Hen. Red Fox calling Mother Hen.
Receiving you, Red Fox. Intercept and destroy truck carrying enemy propaganda. Out.
Red Fox. Out. A massacre. Giavi Fiorini. The town's name will be forever associated with the massacre of the Allegron partisans. They fought bravely by all accounts, but stood no chance against the Nazi war machine. How could they? They'd walked directly into a trap. I couldn't find Sophia, the angel, amidst the carnage. But then many of the bodies were burnt beyond recognition. The partisans hadn't died in vain, though. Their sacrifice meant we'd been able to grab the intelligence we needed. Boehm knows about Operation Avalanche, the Allied plan to invade mainland Italy. If the fleet is attacked, the results will be catastrophic. The Nazis' grip on Europe will become ever tighter, squeezing the life from her. And there's something else. Something vital. USS Ancon is the command ship for Operation Avalanche. Which means the primary target is the Allied Commander-in-Chief. Boehm is going to kill General Eisenhower. The strike will be launched from a Nazi base in the mountains of Alagra. With the partisans wiped out, Denelli's mobsters are the only people capable of guaranteeing my safe passage through the mountains. Weaver is setting up a bombing run, but it's up to me to call it in. Maybe I can grab some intel on the Germans' plans for their new toys, as well as making sure nothing can be salvaged. In the end, it comes down to this. I have to stop those missiles. Mother Hen, this is Red Fox. Send your regards. I repeat, send your regards to Alagra.
All I wanted was the angel. I didn't know the partisans would follow her to their deaths.
They followed her because she gave them hope. They died heroes.
Hope, in reality, is the worst of all evils, because it prolongs the torments of man. Friedrich Nietzsche.
General Boehm, I presume.
The worst terrors are shapeless, formless. If no one knows who I am, I can be whoever I need to be. I can manipulate. I can avoid detection if need be. I could be a man. Oh. Or a monster.
Dorfman or Boehm.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Kessler, and the production facilities are wrecked.
Kessler will be dead before he's any use to the Allies. And as for your little, mischief in the production facility, well, it's just too late. Yeah, I'm going to start with The USS Lincoln. The illustrious General Eisenhower. I'll take the Allied fleet, ship by ship. Operation Avalanche will be extinguished before it's even begun. See, if only this was enough. But, it's not.
Bring her in here!
I failed, Carl. I failed them all. I failed my father.
Yeah. See, there is no hope here. No, not anymore. We're going to torture her. Yeah. And, you're going to watch. Lieutenant.
All it takes is a spark.
General! Der Flieger! Brandet auf, der
Make sure it wasn't in vain.
Major, Peter!
From a little spark, may burst a flame. Time to go. The fleet, including Eisenhower's command ship, Ancon, was saved. Avalanche happened as planned. The U.S. Fifth Army and British Eighth fighting their way up the Italian mainland. The Angel was dead. But the spark she ignited spread like wildfire, clearing the way for the Allies. But the path to Rome would be treacherous, and it'd be another year before we broke through the Gothic line, the Germans' main line of defense.
They did it without us, the townsfolk. Pushed them out before the Fifth Army even got here.
All it took was a spark.
Talking of which, I hope 617 Squadron didn't singe your limey ass.
Let's just say it was a little tight. I thought you were giving me a bit more leeway.
Carl, you and I are utterly expendable. You know that.
Not like your man there.
The professor hasn't got long left. Trust me, though, we'll squeeze what we can out of him. More to the point, what about you, Carl? What's you gonna do? The man who saved Ike Eisenhower. Woo-wee! OSS could sure use someone with your talents.
That sounds like a job offer.
Doesn't it, though?
I'll think about it.
Sure thing. Don't think about it too long. We got a war to win.
Damn right. A new assignment. A new target. Sendari. An island to the north of Crete. Nothing here but rocks and seabirds. Or so we thought. The Nazis are determined to use their U-boats to cut off our supply routes in the Mediterranean. To do that, they need a base. Our informant in the German Navy says the new base is being built on Sendari. British intelligence want it neutralized. That means assassinating Admiral Hermann Richter, the base commander. Any damage I can inflict along the way would be a definite bonus. Fortunately, our informant has left me some resources in one of the sea forts. I reckon I might need them. What happens next could change the course of the war. Italy, 1944. Allied forces moved northward through the country, pushing the Nazis and the Italian fascists slowly back. The fighting is brutal and intense. The Allies have launched Operation Strangle in an attempt to sever German supply lines. Following close behind the Allied advance is the Alsace mission, an offshoot of the Manhattan Project, tasked with finding evidence of the Nazis' atomic bomb program. The harbor at Rocca-sul-Mare. It's a crucial operation for the Nazis, a means for them to transport men and materials in and out of the country. Alsace have intel the Germans are bringing a critical package in via the port. They need me to find and grab that package. Previous bombing raids encountered stiff resistance. I'll need to find some way of neutralizing the Germans' naval blockade and air defenses, so our forces can get through. A tough assignment. But then, I'd expect nothing less. Operation Strangle are gonna bomb the naval base. Job done. With the harbor's defenses neutralized, Allied forces were able to make their move. Alsace scientists examined the package I grabbed, confirming their worst fears. Canisters full of plutonium particles, each marked with one word. Todessturm. Death Storm. Alsace were right to be worried. The package I grabbed from Rocca-sul-Mare contained canisters of plutonium particles, each marked with one word. Todessturm. Death Storm. We know the package was en route to renowned physicist Dr. Antonello Galvani. Galvani is being forced to work for the Nazis. He's based at the University of Neroli in the north of the country. at the heart of Mussolini's fascist state. His wife, Veriana, is a key informant. It was her who tipped us off about the package. The Nazis must have got suspicious. They placed her under house arrest. She told us her husband had hidden his research papers inside a music box. He also made sure to encrypt them so they can only be read using a cipher. The Nazis don't know any of this yet, but it's only a matter of time. If we're going to learn what Deathstorm is, I need to get the cipher from Dr. Galvani, grab his research, and spring Veriana. Run for it.
Thank God you made it. Here, take this.
Well, well. What do we have here then? Galvani's suicide was a tragedy, but at least I grabbed his research and helped Veriana escape. The locket Veriana gave me contained the key to the music box and to Galvani's research notes. His papers said the plutonium particles I intercepted were just samples, the byproduct of the Nazis' atomic program, but that they planned to drop vast quantities of the particles on Allied troops during the imminent Normandy landings. Hitler's death storm will rain horror on our men and halt the liberation of Europe in its tracks. I can't let that happen. Deathstorm. The Nazi plan to drop radioactive material on Allied forces during the D-Day landings. The liberation of Europe will die with those men. The head of the Deathstorm project is known to us. Professor Wilhelm Bosch, Hitler's favorite scientist. The nuclear reactor is located in Steigerloch, southwest Germany. Aerial recon has already noted some unusual activity in the area. I'll need to eliminate Bosch and find a way of putting that reactor out of action. Chances are the Alsace mission will have some other tasks for me to attend to. But my priority is simple. Destroy Deathstorm. Bosch is dead. And the Death Storm program buried. The fight to liberate Europe is about to begin.
The Nazi war machine was on its last legs, hammered on all sides by Allied forces. After so much sacrifice, so much horror, it seemed the world would wake at last from its nightmare. Instead, Hitler woke the dead. The Allies didn't stand a chance. Hitler's trolls were tireless, numberless, merciless. They came from everywhere. Nowhere was safe. But we formed a resistance, and we fought on despite the odds. The Dead War, we called it. After months of brutal losses, a volunteer squad turned the tide. They cast Hitler into another world, cutting the head from the snake. And yet still the war rages. Even with no leader and no purpose, the dead roam the earth in swarms 1 million strong. And us? Well, we're taking the world back, one bullet at a time. It wasn't just Milan. Bases have been going dark all over Europe. Command has ordered all teams to evacuate to fortified positions. Venice is the nearest. We can only hope it's still intact. Rendezvous with Captain Dutton and help him hold the city while our occult experts figure out what's causing this and how we can fight back. in Venice. You proved that whatever these hellstorms are, they can be shut down. There's another one forming over a resistance black site in Sardinia. Our chief occultist, Ephraim Schweiger, is on the ground gathering data. But we just lost radio over the whole region. Get in there, secure Schweiger's intel, and then stop that hellstorm. We're in the dark. The next hellstorm in Croatia might give us some answers. It won't be pretty, though. Used to be a zoo. And it's outside resistance territory. Every squad we sent in vanished, so we gave up sending them. Now there's no choice. To figure out what these bastards are up to, we've got to go in! Schweiger's alive, but in a place worse than we can imagine. We need the intel he's gathering while he's still around to send it. Another hell tower has opened on the Ligurian coast, and we've mobilized the science team to make contact with him. But it may not be enough. Get in there, make sure we get that intel. Things have gone from bad to worse. One of the civvies we rescued in Croatia was a cultist, and they've run with Schweiger's data. All we could decipher in time was something about 5 towers. Well, as it happens, a 5th hellstorm just appeared in Naples, setting off Vesuvius in the process. Maybe this is the last one. At the very least, I bet it's where we'll catch our rat. We have taken Rome back, but the Nazi zombie army still marches. The blame must lie with the relic that brought Hitler back from hell. Even though we have it, we still don't understand its true power. So that's where you come in. Schweiger's old lab stands abandoned in Bavaria. Infiltrate the lab and use his equipment to analyze this new relic. HQ doesn't trust anyone else with this. Don't let the relic fall back into enemy hands. Church in Bavaria contained occult texts that described Plan Z as one step of a bigger and much older plan. Our analysts have traced these texts back to an ancient castle in Transylvania, and its steward, a man named Baron Umbra. If we're going to learn what the Nazi cult has planned, we will learn it there. Head for the castle and get to the bottom of this. Your transmission broke up as you headed to the center of the Earth. Whatever you find down there is crucial to the cult controlling the Nazi zombie army. You are heading to a place that is ancient and dangerous. The place where this story began. If you aren't careful, you could trigger a fate worse than hell on Earth. If anyone can hear this, please respond. There is no rest for the wicked. For this mission, you had headed north. Be sure to pack some extra layers. Another hailstorm has been sighted above the Alps. As the new chief occult scientist, Edie volunteered to take a scout team to investigate, but we quickly lost contact with her and her party. With what happened to Schweiger, we can't afford to lose her too. So get in there, rendezvous with her party, and do whatever it takes to shut down that hellstorm.
Fairburn. Captain says we'll be surfacing in 5. Clear on your orders?
We wait for air cover from our boys in the RAF. Once they start their raid, we use the distraction break on the beach. Your team destroys the coastal defenses to the west. I neutralize the defenses here, then proceed inland to rendezvous with Blue Viper at the safe house in town.
As quietly as possible. I don't want to come back to the beach and find the place crawling with Germans. If they spot the sub before you blow those guns, me and my team will be stuck here.
I can do quiet.
You'd better. All right, that's our cue. Okay, Fairburn. There are the searchlights. Show me what you can do.
Charlie?
Thanks. I just needed a distraction.
The weather in Ostend is better this time of year.
But France has better food. You're my contact. You're the desert ghost. I should have known.
Good to see you, Blue Viper.
Yeah, Leo chose that code name, not me. But they found us anyway, in spite of all the codes.
Betrayed?
Maybe. I think so. I can't be sure. They tried to make us talk, and when we wouldn't, my God, they killed the whole town, everyone. All thanks to a bastard named Muller. They split us up. Some of my men might still be alive. Somewhere in this place. We have to...
I'll find them. You're in no shape to fight. Where can we meet?
All right, you win. The safe house is blown. There's a farmhouse just north of the town.
I'll find it.
One more thing. One of my men, Marcel, he hid information in a loose panel under his bed. The key for it was sewn into the hem of his trousers. They may not have found him yet. Look for the house with the yellow brickwork. Ugliest thing in the village. You can't miss it.
Got it.
It is good to see you again.
You too, old friend.
Achtung! Alle Geschütze auf Zielraster H9! Reichweite 380!
Kommandoturm vernichtet! Zurück auf die Stationen! Und wachsam bleiben!
Nazi bastards. That radar tower is still operational. One less problem. Our bombers are gonna...
Lâche ton arme!
Carl!
You made it.
We lost the sub. Did you see any survivors?
We lost some good men.
I'm sorry.
Did you get the intel?
This is Marie. She's part of a resistance network that operates further up the coast. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead already.
Nice to meet you.
Did you get the intel?
Told you. He doesn't do things by halves.
There, you're done. I'd say to take it easy for a bit, but...
But you've met me, yeah.
I wondered if I'd run into you. Been in France long?
Almost from the start. Moved around a lot, staying one step ahead of Jerry. More than once, I've thought it would have been good to have you in my network. A native German speaker could have opened many doors. Oh, didn't I tell you? This one was born and raised in Deutschland, at least for a few years.
I chose my side.
You chose well. Right, we need to go. They will be looking for you. This tells us where to go next. That butcher, Moller, has a chateau not far from here.
Look after this one. She reminds me a little of you.
I will. You take care, Charlie.
Mission fulfilled. Atlantic war targets neutralized. Primary exfil compromised. Multiple U.S. Rangers, KIA. Lieutenant Sullivan and surviving Rangers regrouping with resistance contact to await extraction. Status of Lieutenant Fairburn and Blue Viper unknown. Bletchley Park have intercepted the following.
Die Widerstandsratten sind geflohen? Ich muss wissen, ob die Operation in Gefahr ist. Wenn die Alliierten Verdacht schöpfen, sind wir erledigt. Ich werde die letzten Vorbereitungen persönlich beaufsichtigen.
We put a dent in the Atlantic Wall battery, but at a heavy price. And now I'm stuck behind enemy lines. My contacts have identified SS officer Abelard Moeller as the butcher behind the local atrocities. Moeller has seized Chateau de Berengar and turned it into his personal Nazi stronghold. I'm going to pay him a visit. Let's get this bastard Moeller.
He's not here.
What?
Moeller and his entourage are gone. Charlie tells me that in Italy you are known as the Shadow. We need an infiltrator. The intel you recovered, it has confirmed our suspicions. Moeller is in charge of some special project, top secret. If there is a lead anywhere, it will be here.
Ich hoffe, Sie haben gute Neuigkeiten.
Ich fürchte nicht. Ihr Büro im Chateau wurde ausgeräumt.
Mein Büro? Wie ist das passiert?
Wir haben einen Saboteur erfasst. Aber er redet nicht.
Bringen Sie ihn her.
Vous aurez beau me torturer tout ce que vous voulez, je ne dirai rien. Maudit nazi! Le Shadow va venir vous descendre tous d'une balle en pleine tête. Vous ne verrez rien venir.
Der Schatten.
Bitte?
Hat Operation Krake den Scharfschützen angelockt, der Valens Ratte und Bohms Raketen zerstört hat.
Update received from Blue Viper. Fairburn continuing to investigate Obergruppenführer Abelard Moeller. Intel recovered at Chateau de Berengar. References: Operation Kraken. We also have details of a number of high-ranking Nazi individuals linked to the operation.
Vogel, der Gipfel darf nicht gestört werden. Versetzen Sie unsere Scharfschützen in Bereitschaft. Dieser Schatten soll nur kommen.
Intel indicates Moeller aware of Fairburn. Suggests continued pursuit high risk, if not impossible.
Out there somewhere. But I've uncovered a dossier referring to something called Operation Kraken. The dossier also details a high-level meeting about to take place at Beaumont-Saint-Denis. In attendance, Forgotten Kapitan Seidel, Kriegsmarine German Navy, Obersturmbannführer Richter, Ausland SD Nazi Foreign Intelligence, Obersturmbannführer Sauer, Mulder's representative, Hauptmann Bruhl, head of security. Local resistance says he's a crack shot. It's quite the guest list. Operation Kraken has to be something big, but that's never stopped me before.
Fairburn executed successful infiltration and exfil of Beaumont-Saint-Denis.
Der Schatten war in Beaumont-Saint-Denis und wir haben ihn verloren?
Wahrscheinlich. Wir müssen vom Schlimmsten ausgehen. Dass er von der Fabrik in Martresac weiß.
Verdoppeln Sie die Sicherheit. Die Fertigung muss laufen. Operation Krake wird nicht durch einen einzigen Mann gefährdet werden.
The summit at Beaumont-Saint-Denis revealed that Operation Kraken is some kind of Nazi superweapon. Construction and development appears to be spread over multiple sites. Somewhere in France is a facility where they're conducting advanced propulsion and weapons testing. Its location is unknown, but the Resistance know the countryside better than anyone, and are confident they can find it. Additionally, the Kriegsmarines are preparing a field test of some kind of prototype in the English Channel. First, we're going to strike Operation Kraken's key production line at a factory in Martresac. I'm regrouping with the Resistance and the U.S. Rangers there. If we act quickly, we have a chance to stop Operation Kraken before it's too late.
So we agree. Carl hits the factory. I prep the boat to Guernsey. Marie recons the countryside to find this research facility.
Oui.
Agreed.
Like hell it is. Our mission is complete. We've done our job and paid the price. We have our orders to return to England, and SOE promised to get it done, and I expect you to honor that commitment.
Look, I'm sorry about your men, but...
But nothing. I was told your outfit was professional, but Fairburn, who, don't forget, is the reason we're stuck here in the first place, waltzes in with weak old intel, and you drop everything to help him, what, chase rumors?
I'm not the bad guy here. If you need to blame someone, blame the Nazis.
Hey, who the hell do you think you are?
Just a soldier. Like you.
No, not like me. No, sir. I follow orders. I go where I'm told. I do what I am told.
Operation Kraken could win the Nazis the war. We have more information than London does, and every second we waste following protocol helps the enemy. Every person you lose in this war should make you want to fight more, not less.
The great Carl Fairburn. He's gonna win the war single-handed, even if it gets everyone else killed. You're a dangerous, insubordinate glory hound!
If you keep this up, the whole town's going to hear you.
You can help or you can get out of my way. Your choice.
Pack up. We're out of here.
We can't persuade you to stay and help.
Orders are orders.
Very well. I said I'd get you back to Blighty and I will, but we'll lose the tide if we don't leave right now.
I'll lead the way.
Once you've dealt with the factory, meet me tomorrow night. I'll get you to Guernsey by hook or by crook.
I'll be there.
It's a good job you like working alone, Monsieur Shadow.
Ranger Lieutenant Sullivan reports Fairburn gone rogue. Our US allies at the OSS are backing Sullivan's demand for Fairburn's immediate recall.
Dieser verdammte Schatten, wie ist das nur möglich? Er ist allein!
Sollen wir den Prototypen verlegen?
Und wie erkläre ich das unseren ausländischen Kollegen? Nein, wir zeigen keine Schwäche. Die Vorführung läuft wie geplant weiter.
Production line at Marchesac, which will slow Muller's plans down. But we were too late to stop the shipment of huge quantities of already completed components. Components included state-of-the-art U-boat stealth plating. The shipments were bound for Guernsey, disguised as medical supplies. I'm following the trail. If Operation Kraken is some kind of stealth U-boat submarine, I need to take it out before it becomes an invisible killer in the channel.
Fairburn has returned with intel that confirms the serious and urgent nature of Operation Kraken.
Der Prototyp zerstört. Die Testdaten sind verloren. Monate der Vorbereitung für die Katz. Unsere japanischen Verbündeten sind außer sich. Sie reisen doch nicht um die halbe Welt, um Zeuge von Unfähigkeit zu werden.
Wir sollten die Sicherheitsmaßnahmen verstärken.
Aber natürlich halten Sie mich für blöd. Ich will äußerste Wachsamkeit.
June 1944. Operation Overlord, the Battle of Normandy. We helped prepare the way by destroying coastal installations. But that was just the overture. This was the main event. The largest amphibious assault in history. The Germans didn't know what hit them. Allied forces made ground fast, fighting their way off the beaches, pushing hard into the mainland. But surprise only lasts so long, and the Germans are rallying their defenses. Villages like Dupont-sur-Douve, a strategically important choke point. The 5th Ranger Battalion has been ordered to secure it, so we can move troop convoys through deeper into the mainland. I've been attached to help them.
Hang on, boys! This is it!
We should go, Monsieur Shadow. If we want to reach the research facility by nightfall, we need to leave now.
You coming with us, Charlie?
Orders are to stay here. Resistance liaison with our American friends.
Glad to have you aboard.
You take care.
See you in Paris. Le Grand Café Rue de Beaujolais. I'll buy you a pastis.
You can count on it.
Fairburn. Good hunting.
And you.
Dupont-sur-Douve liberated. Axis forces pushed back. Thanks to Lieutenant Fairburn, US Rangers able to advance.
Böller, Dupont-sur-Douve ist gefallen. Unser Nachschub ist abgeschnitten.
Das ändert nichts. Wir schaffen es auch ohne Testdaten. An der Startanlage ist alles, was wir brauchen. Vogel, treffen Sie die nötigen Vorkehrungen. Wir fahren in einer Stunde.
With Dupont-sur-Douve liberated, an Allied path into France is secured, and Operation Overlord marches on against the Nazis. It's time to put an end to Operation Kraken. Marie's reconnaissance reveals a heavily defended weapons research facility. Her intel shows a lake, and Nazi scientists testing something. Something big. Evidence points to Operation Kraken being coordinated from a war room deep inside the central facility. The perimeter will be tough to breach, but I need to find a way in. Time to find out what Operation Kraken is really all about.
Come on, Monsieur Shadow. We are so close now. Destroy this base and Operation Kraken is finished.
Simple enough.
You can do this.
Easy for you to say.
Remember our rendezvous.
See you on the other side, Chevalier.
This whole base was just a test site. Saint-Nazaire. That's where the Operation Kraken fleet is. Stealth U-boats, all carrying V2s, targeting New York and Washington. I've got to stop this. I'm afraid Herr Klempt isn't available right now. Can I take a message?
Who is that? Who is that speaking?
Wouldn't you like to know?
The Shadow. You must be Mr. Fairburn, the famous desert ghost.
And you are Abelard Moeller, evil Nazi butcher.
You are not the only one with friends in the Resistance. You are a dead man. Do you hear me? A dead man.
Keep telling yourself that, Herr Moeller. Because when I'm done here, I'm coming for Operation Kraken. And for you.
Operation Kraken research facility and V2 missiles neutralized. But the full threat of Operation Kraken is now clear. Hitler has set his sights on America. They are preparing to mobilize from Saint-Nazaire. All countermeasures authorized.
Moeller has been 2 steps ahead of us this entire time. The research site is out of action, but it's not enough. Operation Kraken is mobilizing. A fleet of stealth U-boats, armed with a deadly payload of V2 rockets, and carrying an elite force of Auslan spies. They're preparing to launch from Saint-Nazaire. Their target? America. New York, Boston, and Washington will be sitting ducks. Marie drove through the night to get me into the city limits in time. While I head into the thick of it, she's making for the Allied lines to warn command, and hopefully bring in Sullivan and his Rangers as backup. Saint-Nazaire is a bombed-out ruin of what it used to be, but the U-boat pens still stand. They've proven impregnable to Allied airstrikes. It's down to me to get into those pens and stop Operation Kraken before it launches. If I fail, America could fall to the Nazis.
Unser Sieg ist zum Greifen nahe. Wie die mystische Bestie aus den Legenden wird sich meine Krake aus dem Ozean erheben und Zerstörung auf die verachteten Amerikaner herabregnen lassen. Ihre großen Städte, Boston, New York, Washington, werden der Macht der Krake zum Opfer fallen. Was wir heute tun, wird nie in Vergessenheit geraten. Wir wenden das Blatt zu unseren Gunsten und verschaffen dem Reich den totalen Sieg über alle, die es wagen, sich gegen uns zu stellen. Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler!
Thank God you got there in time. I still don't know how you managed it. How many Nazi super weapons have you kiboshed now?
That's classified information.
You're no fun anymore.
Yeah, I got family in Washington. You saved their lives today.
Couldn't have done it without you and your men, Lieutenant.
Well, I was just following orders, Fairburn. I don't know if you're laconic or stoic or just downright odd. But I'm glad you're on our team.
Kraken's at the bottom of the ocean where it belongs.
But Mahler didn't go down with his ship. He's probably halfway to Berlin by now.
Well now, funny you should mention that. Turns out Marie has heard from our contact at the chateau that they're packing up to leave. And Mahler is there.
Can I give you a lift?
Fairburn has managed to succeed where bombing runs failed. The Nazi collaboration with the Japanese to assault America has been stopped in its tracks. However, Abelard Moeller remains at large.
Verdammter Scharfschütze! Jahrelange Arbeit in Flammen aufgegangen. Ich bin erledigt. Dieser Wurmvogel ist auf sich allein gestellt. Soldat, alles in die LKW laden. Ich habe Freunde an Orten, an denen mich nicht mal der Führer findet. Der Krieg wird für mich nicht mit einer Schlinge um den Hals enden.
Operation Kraken is finished. The Nazi plan for an attack on America is over. But Moeller, slippery bastard that he is, escaped Saint-Nazaire. We've tracked him back to Chateau de Berengar, and I've got a bullet with his name on it.
got him. Getting ready to cut and run like the weasel he is.
It is quite some distance, Fairburn.
Watch this. Aye, away you go. Good riddance.
There's plenty more where he came from.
So, what next?
Well, Charlie here owes me a drink. And Paris won't liberate itself.
And after we single-handedly liberate Paris?
Who knows? War's not over yet.
Operation Kraken and Abelard Möller are no longer a threat to the Allied war effort. Awaiting new orders for Lieutenant Carl Fairburn.
Adolf Hitler, leader of the Third Reich, is on vacation at his mountain retreat in Obersalzberg, Germany, to reflect on the ongoing Allied invasion of Europe. SOE want this to be the last time he's there. We've studied Hitler's routine. His daily ritual, traveling from the Berghof to the nearby tea house, is when he's most vulnerable. Taking the head off the snake won't end the war overnight, but it should force an early surrender from the rest of the Reich. The war will be over by Christmas.
Fairburn has successfully escaped from hostile forces. Panicked reports intercepted from Nazi High Command confirm his reports from the field.
Wiederhole! Der Führer wurde von einem Attentäter angegriffen. Es werden dringend Notärzte am Berghof gebraucht.
We'll find out in the coming weeks just how successful this mission was, and whether or not Hitler has been taken out of the war. Or if one of his doubles pulled the wool over our eyes again.
Going to be hitting the south coast hard tonight. To do that, they have to sail past this island, the Rocher. Problem is, that rock is hiding a pair of guns big enough to sink anything that goes near it. My main objective is to take out those guns. Once that's done, I'll need to head to the lighthouse and disable it. That's the signal for the Allied forces to begin the invasion.
Mission fulfilled. Fairburn has neutralized Le Rocher's guns, opening a safe corridor for Allied landing craft. With Marseille and Toulon successfully liberated, the Axis forces are in retreat. Fairburn to accompany Lieutenant Sullivan and US Rangers in pursuit.
We've cut off the Nazis' escape route back to Germany. Surrounded and desperate, General Koenig and his Panzer Division have retreated to Falaise. They're dug in deep, hoping for some glorious final stand. For every man they lose, they'll take 3 of ours. It's down to me to stop that from happening. My mission: weaken Nazi control of Falaise, gain entry to the castle, and deal with General Koenig.
Mission success. The Falaise Gap has been sealed. With General Koenig and the 5th Panzer Division neutralized, Allied forces have a clear route to Paris. Awaiting new orders for Lieutenant Karl Fairbairn.
With the Axis grip on France weakened, the Nazis are retreating. We had eyes in the sky tracking their movements, but last night, we lost contact with our flyboys. The word is, they were shot down behind enemy lines. Marie's friends in the French resistance are out looking for them, but they're not the only ones. The Nazis should be on the run, but instead they're hunting our pilots. If I act quickly, there's a chance I can get to them before it's too late.
Lieutenant Fairbairn and surviving airmen regrouping with resistance contact to await extraction. Recovered intel indicates elements of Project Kraken may still be active.
We all thought Kraken was finished, but we were wrong. The intel retrieved from Fredeval Forest shows that the Nazis are supplying Kraken equipment to a naval base on the coast. Friedrich Vogel, former adjutant to Moeller, has also been spotted heading to the same location. Rumor has it he's spearheading the operation personally. I need to eliminate Vogel and put a stop to Operation Kraken once and for all.
Mission success. Fairbairn has eliminated high-priority target, Friedrich Vogel, leaving no remaining high-ranking officers from Operation Kraken. Confirmed. Supercarrier destroyed. Kraken project likely terminated. And as for Lieutenant Karl Fairbairn, well, his mission isn't over.
Okay, chaps! Tight formation! Straight and level! Let's get this done and go home! Brak! Much heavier than expected! Forward! Steady! Steady! She's away! Running! 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 Impact! Detonation confirmed! All flights, this is Foxtrot Leader. Mission successful. Target destroyed.
Easy now. Let's not do anything we might regret. Carillon, I take it. My mate Morris. We need to go
You
find...
as the SOE agent?
Name's Hawker. Harry Hawker.
We have your man from Station 12. Come. Time is of the essence.
Welcome to the Resistance.
Regional headquarters of German military intelligence. We have been using a dead drop at the city's basilica to contact a mid-rank officer we know only as Vertigo. His last report spoke of a serious threat against Allied forces. He has offered detailed plans to the Resistance in exchange for safe passage. I planned to extract him days ago, but was instructed that only the SOE were to make contact with Vertigo. Since then, the city has been overrun with Gestapo. We can only surmise that they are aware of Vertigo and that he has gone into hiding. Bonne chance.
Mission fulfilled. Hawker has returned with Vertigo's intel. Analysis by our on-site codebreaker, Sergeant Morris Ahmed, already confirms some of the claims made by Vertigo. If the claims are true, we could be dealing with a new, unknown, and deadly Nazi superweapon. Therefore, the SOE is of the belief that D-Day is at risk. Hawker will remain embedded within the Resistance. He will work with them to identify the exact nature of this threat and neutralize it by any means necessary. From the ongoing analysis of Vertigo's files, we now know that this new superweapon involves the nearby district of Fourvière. There, a greatly increased Nazi presence throughout the region is being overseen by an unusually high number of Gestapo, who are operating out of offices situated within the Hotel Terminus. Among their concerns are high volumes of suspicious cargo passing through the train station. Last we knew, local resistance attempted to inspect some of the cargo, but we have since lost contact with them. Locate them, should you wish. While we don't yet know where these shipments are headed nor what they are, we believe some of these supplies are being stored within the hotel. Your orders are to recover intel from the Gestapo offices, inspect the cargo in the hotel's cellar, identify what warrants such protection at the train station, and use your discretion regarding how best to deal with anything you should find. Good luck. Mission fulfilled. Reconnaissance carried out by Hawker confirms the Nazis have been transporting high volumes of specialized equipment, the nature of which strongly implies their superweapon project to be chemical in its nature. A cargo manifest acquired by Hawker further confirms this thesis. In addition to the equipment, vast quantities of chemicals are being transported by rail through and from Fourvière. Fortunately, we have a lead as to where. Intel recovered from Gestapo offices have revealed a number of sites with ties to the superweapon project, which we now know to be called Kleine Blume. Of particular interest is Site D, which we believe to be the manufacturing plant for the weapon, while our on-site codebreaker deciphers the final Vertigo files to identify the precise location of Site D. A new and urgent matter has come to light, requiring Captain Hawker's immediate attention.
While London continues to locate Site D, the Kleiner Blume production facility, a new urgent matter has arisen, as well as an opportunity. Due to the challenges faced during our initial attempts to bomb the Vallée de la Cluse Dam, the Germans have come into the possession of an undetonated upkeep bouncing bomb. The top-secret design of which the Germans have been unable to replicate. Until now. Local resistance report that a team of German superweapons experts have arrived to study the bomb, having traveled in from one of the potential Site D locations. Notably, they work for Dr. Uwe Schörner, one of the world's foremost and most infamous chemical biologists. Hawker, you must return to the dam and destroy our bomb before it can be extracted or transported. And you are to eliminate all traces of any German work relating to our bomb, including anyone who has worked on documenting the device and any output they've generated. Mission success. The bouncing bomb and all studies of it have been obliterated, and as hoped, the German scientists have shed more light on the Kleiner Blume threat. Their possessions concealing intel that both corroborates our findings and confirms the location of Site D. These new Nazi documents refer to Special Committee C, the chemical weapons division within the Speer Ministry, led by Otto Kruger. Officially disbanded, yet apparently still operational, and extremely dangerous. As to why the superweapons specialists would dare carry this evidence, confirming Kruger's seemingly unsanctioned activities, oh, we can only speculate. Perhaps they plan to report his deeds to the Reich. This would explain the following comms intercepted by Bletchley Park.
Der Abwehrmaulwurf wurde zum Schweigen gebracht. Und trotzdem finde ich, dass Ihre Gestapo unsere Geheimnisse nicht schnell genug verbergen kann. Finde nur ich es eigenartig, dass uns die Alliierten offenbar auf der Spur sind.
Da unsere Feinde so interessiert an der Arbeit des Sonderkomitees C sind, befriedigen wir ihre Neugier. Es wird höchste Zeit für einen Feldtest der kleinen Blume.
Chemical analysis of equipment and components recovered in Fourvière indicates that Kleiner Blume is an advanced form of nerve agent, and as a result, poses a significant threat to D-Day. Thanks to the Vertigo files and reports from resistance cells throughout France, we are continuing to identify all sites being used by Special Committee C. And we have now located Site D, the Kleiner Blume production facility, and the location of a command and control bunker, the destruction of which could aid impending Allied efforts in the area. With vast amounts of chemical components arriving at regular intervals, the nerve agent is being manufactured in a plant hidden somewhere within the Rove Tunnel, west of Marseille, dangerously close to a large civilian population. Hawker, despite the risk to the surrounding population, your mission may be the only way to save D-Day, and perhaps the war itself. Locate the Kleiner Blume production facility and destroy or disable the plant. By any means necessary. At any cost. Mission fulfilled. Orca has successfully disabled the Kleiner Blume production facility and avoided any civilian casualties in the process. Though the Germans no longer have the means to produce Kleiner Blume, it is unknown how much they had stockpiled prior to today. It must be understood, there is more Kleiner Blume in Nazi hands. The threat it poses remains, but not for much longer. Thanks to intel recovered by Hawker from the production facility, London has located the center of the Kleiner Blume program, as well as Dr. Uwe Schörner, the head scientist responsible for the deadly nerve agent. It's time to deal with both. London has located the Special Committee C Nerve Center, the heart of the Kleiner Blume program, Fort Rouge, a Napoleonic bastion once thought to be impregnable.
London's efforts to destroy the site have failed. Using their anti-aircraft gun battery, the Nazis brought down our master bomber. The RAF are now softening up the area. With a well-placed transponder, they'll be able to level the site with precision bombing, even under pressure, utilizing an experimental weapon of our own. Known as an earthquake bomb, it will obliterate the fortress and destroy any on-site Kleiner Blume. Although we only have one today, Station 12 assure us it will be more than sufficient. Hawker, while the Nazi eyes are on the sky, your mission is to infiltrate Fort Rouge, locate and destroy the AA guns, recover intel that can help us understand how best to nullify or destroy Kleiner Blume by identifying its weaknesses or limitations, and place a transponder to aid our bombers. Due to the priceless intel, we'll await confirmation of your exfiltration before they strike. Good luck. Mission fulfilled. Thanks to Hawker, the RAF successfully destroyed the fortress. From multiple resistance sources, we believe that Special Committee C's stockpiles of Kleiner Blume have now been weaponized into warheads in a hidden area within Fort Rouge, and have been transported by rail to another site. However, thanks to Hawker's efforts, his photographs of the French railway network map will help identify all remaining sites being used by Kruger, and by those actively supporting his mutiny. More pertinently, we know where the Kleiner Blume warheads have been sent. The Vallée de Dieu vineyard. D-Day is imminent, but remains in jeopardy as long as the Nazis and Special Committee C still have Kleiner Blume.
Wir haben die Waffe entwickelt, die die Invasion der Alliierten aufhalten wird. Eine Waffe, die unser Führer in seiner Feigheit nicht einsetzen würde. Wir werden unsere Mission erfüllen. Deutschland wird siegen, und wenn es uns das Leben kostet. Schon bald werden wir in Reichweite jeder Landungsstelle der Alliierten sein. Der Sieg gehört bereits uns.
So far, you have destroyed the means of manufacturing the nerve agent Kleiner Blume, and played a vital role in leveling Otto Kruger's warhead assembly site. Unfortunately, all the warheads have been extracted by rail before your arrival, thanks to the machinations of Kruger and Special Committee C. Analysis of the railway network map you acquired has determined that, against all odds, the last remaining Kleiner Blume stockpiles have been sent to the Vallée de Dieu vineyard. London has reason to believe that this was once a V1 launch site, and since aerial photography has failed to confirm this theory, well, there is speculation that the V1 site may be below ground. V1 flying bombs alone are capable of mass devastation, but equipped with Kleiner Blume, the Allies would be defenseless against such an attack. If our suspicions prove correct, Hawker, do whatever it takes to stop the Kleiner Blume from being deployed. Good luck. Mission fulfilled. While confirming the presence of the V1 launch site, we were again too late to intercept the Kleiner Blume warheads, and Hawker uncovered the true crisis we now face. Zugwerfers. Heavily armored combat-ready Sonderzuger locomotives, equipped with the means to launch bespoke rocket-powered Kleiner Blume warheads, loaded with what we can only hope are their last reserves of Kleiner Blume. One alone could destroy D-Day. We believe the Germans possess 4. London has determined the most likely site the Zugwerfers will be dispatched from. One way or another, the end is nigh. It's time to put a stop to Kleiner Blume and Special Committee C, once and for all.
Allied forces have commenced Operation Overlord, and will land on French soil within 24 hours. Once the Nazis learn of our intended landing site, the Zugwerfers will be able to reposition and annihilate our entire landing force. Station 12 photographic reconnaissance puts the Zugwerfers at Gare du Nord, A major rail hub somehow still operational despite multiple Allied bombing runs. RAF Mosquitoes are en route, carrying payloads of a secret incendiary compound called napalm. Your mission is to do whatever it takes to ensure the trains cannot deliver their Kleiner Blumer payloads, and to place a transmitter to signal commencement of the precision bombardment. Due to the clear and present threat posed to Operation Overlord, Hawker, there won't be time for you to get clear. It is with immense regret that London thanks you for your courage and sacrifice. Godspeed, Harry.
Bonne chance, mon ami.
You don't have to do this alone. I can
go. I've got it from here. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Kruger. Alles in Ordnung? Was ist passiert? Nein, bitte nicht! Not so fast, Fritz.
Only you could go on a suicide mission and still come home.
Bring it up next time we see Carl, yeah?
Speaking of which, HQ've had a word. New orders incoming.
Ah. No rest for the wicked, eh? Oh, speak of the devil.
How long until you leave?
Not long.
A pity. We could use more soldiers like you around here.
Here's hoping you don't need to, eh? Bonne chance, mon ami.
Right back at you.
Mission accomplished. Thanks to the actions of Hawker and the SOE, Morris and Station 12, Carillon, and an unfathomable number of heroic resistance fighters, the D-Day landing was uninterrupted by the Kleiner-Blumer conspiracy, and the operation was ultimately successful. Special Committee C are no longer a threat to the Allied war effort. The end of the war is in sight, but the fight is far from over. Preparing new orders for Captain Harry Hawker. Codename Wraith. Allied invasion of Europe is gathering pace, and so the Nazis are making a desperate, last-ditch effort to win over the hearts and minds of the French people. With that aim in mind, they intend to produce a series of short propaganda films with a very special guest star. The Führer himself. Hitler is due to arrive at the Ville du Lac movie studios imminently in order to film his scenes. Needless to say, both SOE and the Resistance are keen to ensure it isn't just scenes from the script that are shot today. Your mission, therefore, is simple. Infiltrate the studio and ensure that the Führer's cinematic debut is a genuine box office bomb. The Führer is dead. Captain Hawker has successfully completed his historic mission, leaving the Gestapo chasing their tails, desperate to avenge their fallen leader. This crippling setback for the Nazis is certain to hasten the Allied advance across Europe. Victory is now finally at hand. Spearheaded the SOE's efforts to seek and destroy all remaining traces of Kleiner-Blumer throughout France. It is our belief that we have now located the final cache of Kleiner-Blumer in Vercors. Initial reports indicate that the Nazis have occupied the site and established an artillery battery. Kleiner-Blumer artillery shells are being readied for deployment. Should they be fired, the lives of everyone within range of Vercors and any nearby targets will be forfeit. Hawker must now destroy the Nebelwerfers and end the threat of the Kleiner-Blumer once and for all. Mission success. Hawker has successfully destroyed all remaining Kleiner-Blumer. Without the Nebelwerfers, and with Hawker's efforts thinning their ranks, the Resistance overcame the Nazi forces and have reclaimed Vercors for France. Intel discovered on site has revealed evidence of a new and highly advanced rocket guidance system, one that, if credible, poses a risk to the next phase of the Allied invasion. London will work with the Resistance and deploy Captain Hawker to do what he does best. Have confirmed our intel. The Nazis possess an experimental, ultra-long-range rocket guidance system. We need to discover as much as we can about this new technology and the specific threat it may pose to the security of mainland Britain. With the help of a resistance cell led by Carillon, we know the technology is being developed within a Cathar fortress situated in Port-de-Croix. Ignoring orders to await SOE support, Carillon led a mission to infiltrate the site and disrupt the Nazis' research. The attempt failed. Most of her team returned safely, but Carillon was captured by the Nazi forces and is being held somewhere in the town. Thankfully, the Resistance acquired enough information on the new guidance system for us to work out a plan to sabotage it. Hawker, your orders are to get Carillon out of there and render the guidance system useless, by any means necessary. Mission completed, against all odds, thanks to Carillon's ingenuity and Hawker's bravery. Together, they successfully sabotaged a V-1 rocket, causing it to blow up on launch and destroy the entire fortress. Command will now work to analyze the potential threat this new Nazi technology poses and plan our next move. Any such plan will doubtless find further use for Captain Hawker's highly specific skills. Further analysis of the intelligence acquired during Hawker's last mission has confirmed our worst fears. The Nazis are experimenting with a new gyroscopic targeting system for use in the next generation of V-2 rockets. It is believed this technology is capable of precision targeting within a 100-mile range. This could put the next phase of the Allied invasion, codenamed Operation Dragoon, in immense jeopardy. A resistance agent has provided us with a lead as to the location of a V-2 launch site where the new targeting system might be being installed. Unfortunately, we have been unable to re-establish radio communication with the asset in question, and their fate remains unclear. Captain Hawker will be dispatched to the area to re-establish contact with a resistance operative and sabotage the V-2 launch facility. The fate of the entire invasion may depend on Hawker successfully completing this mission. The consequences of failure are unthinkable. Mission successful. The V-2 launch site has been destroyed, and the invasion may proceed as planned. Unfortunately, Captain Hawker arrived too late to save the resistance operative who provided us with the location of the launch site. Their courage and the heroic sacrifice of partisans opposing the Nazi war machine across Europe will always be remembered. Through the tireless efforts of SOE and the resistance, this new V-2 threat is finally neutralized. Operation Dragoon can now commence without impediment, and France will, at last, awake from the long nightmare of Nazi tyranny.